This podcast is for entertainment and commentary purposes only. The views expressed by the hosts and guests are their own and do not reflect any organizations or affiliates. This show may contain adult language and mature themes. Listener discretion is advised. Portions of media may be used under fair use for commentary and criticism. Nothing discussed on this podcast should be taken as professional, legal, or financial advice.
It's JM and Digz, two kids that never quit. From the ring to the booth, yeah, they still talk their shit. Hey! Thursdays on your feed, little ones, you don't skip if you can't.
Should I mute myself?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the JM and Digz podcast. Hold on. What episode are we at? I always forget every week. Anyway, we're at the newest episode. 13. Wow, 13. That's crazy. But as you can see, Digz is not here right now. It's just fine. The show must go on. He might come in late, but if he's dealing with something, he's dealing with something. We'll figure it out later. But appreciate everybody coming through right now. I actually can't see chat. Oh, let me fix that real quick. What's up, Too Simplified? Well, hello there, baby booster bitches. Okay. Great intro for Jay to come in and say what's up. We do have Tosh here in the background. Tosh, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
I'm hanging in there, bro. So, yo, Gio, what's up? We're just going to get right into it. Act like nothing ever happened. I will say one thing, though. My day was pretty crazy today. At work today, we built a ramp. For those of you that don't know, I work in the durable medical equipment industry. So, yes, when you see those little or big aluminum ramps for wheelchairs outside of houses, I do that. And the weather has just turned here in New England, or the northeast of America, I should say, because I know my boys in Jersey and New York are feeling the same weather I'm feeling right now. It's hot. It's a little uncomfortable because we're trying to acclimate after the winter we had. And guess what? I'm completely sunburned, guys. My forearms, the back of my neck, my face, I am on absolute fire. As I think it took us 4 hours to build that ramp today. Oh,
record highs too. Record highs.
Yeah, record highs. For us up here in Rhode Island, I think it got to 86, 87-ish, maybe. I think it was the highest it peaked at. Yeah, it was pretty nuts today. So that was a shot in the arm for us Northeasterners, because the fucking winter we had, especially with that giant snowstorm to cap it all off. I mean, this it's hard to go back to the heat and be like, yeah, we're all good. It is what it is. So, but yeah, I did yard work today, and my Spanish blood didn't allow me to get sunburned. Yeah, well, I'm white as a ghost, okay? I'm half Portuguese, but my pigment is on my mom's side, which is like Dutch, Irish, German, every pale pigment you can think of in the planet. So I inherited those genes, and yeah, that's what it is. From the dungeon, yeah, we don't know where Digz is at right now. He'll show up when he shows up. If he doesn't show up, we'll figure it out later. It is what it is. The show must go on. I don't want to put too much emphasis on that. It's all right. No big deal, but we'll get through it. Digz is here. He's just invisible. Yeah, he's like John Cena, bro. You just can't see him. He's here, bro. Don't worry about it. We'll get through it, bro. We do get Tosh back, though. No, Tosh is back. Tosh is back this week.
Nobody cares about Tosh.
Well, From the Dungeon says, is he like Toshi?
Wow.
So even our viewers, Tosh, no, you're never fucking here. So look at that. Like, there you go.
Listen, sometimes daddy duty calls, all right? So forgive me for being a good father.
Well, hey, now that you said that, that might be where Digz is. So I'm not gonna put more emphasis on it than it needs to be. So fuck it. All right, we're going to get right into the first story. We're going right to the NFL, because what else do I do for a living is talk about the NFL. Kenny Moore II, Colts mutually agree to seek a trade. Kenny Moore's 9-year career in Indianapolis appears to be at an end. The Colts and Moore mutually agreed to seek a trade an undrafted free agent in 2017, sorry, out of, wow, I didn't even know that was a school, Valdosta State. Can we look that up real quick, Sanchez? Where's Valdosta State? I don't even know where that is right now. I've never even heard of that. It's got to be a small school. Does anyone know
Georgia.
where that's Georgia? Okay.
Yep.
That's a small program in
Georgia's
Georgia.
Georgia's got a lot of
Yeah.
favorites down there. You got Roll Tide. You got the crap. What's the other one?
Yeah. Wait, Roll Tide. I thought that's not Georgia.
Alabama.
That's Alabama. Yeah, that's Alabama.
But they're rivaling team.
Yeah, they're rivals. They're rivals. Yeah, they're rivals. Yep. But anyway, Moore worked his way into one of the top nickel corners in the NFL, earning a Pro Bowl nod in 2021. In 9 seasons with the Colts, Moore generated 21 interceptions, returning 4 for touchdowns, earned 68 pass defenses, 6 forced fumbles, and 11.5 sacks, plus 649 total tackles. So, it's pretty interesting because they're gonna mutually agree to seek a trade. He inked a 3-year, $30 million contract in 2024. He's at the last year of it, and usually, it depends on like his production. I don't know. I don't think his production's actually like fell off at all, but it's funny them trying to like get rid of the contract in the last year. At that point, I would just keep him for the year and then just, send him on his way in free agency after the contract expires. But interesting enough, that's the way they want to do it. Whatever. The Colts are the Colts. But how about this? Sanchez, let's get into a story I know you're looking forward to, because this just came out a few days ago. The Major League Baseball's Rockies bring in the Broncos owners Greg Penner and Carrie Walton Penner as minority partners. What did you think about this, Sanchez, when you heard this?
The first thing I thought was that they absolutely needed it. I mean, Tosh would agree with me. Last year, they had, I think, the worst baseball record in baseball history. I think their wins were under 20 and their losses were way over imaginable what anyone has ever seen in years. Would you say that, Toshi? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, 100%.
It was bad. So what I find interesting is that, the mentality of winning is always there. So I like the fact that they're looking at outside sources in order to see what they can do to better the franchise. Because the Colorado Rockies, they have a beautiful stadium. They did the All-Star game there just 2-3 years ago. Sorry
to cut you off. So Colorado's record last year was 43 wins and 119 losses. That's marking their 3rd straight year of 100 or more losses.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. Yep, they need help,
and they had good players too. They just weren't cutting the cheese.
Exactly.
I think it's more about them wanting to spend money.
Well, I think they brought in the right people because the Penners, the owners that they asked to come in as partners, they had just recently, probably in the last 5 years-ish, it was actually a long purchase process for them to take over the Denver Broncos. The family that previously owned the Broncos, the owner died. And when the family inherited the team, they really wanted nothing to do with running a major sports team, especially in the NFL. So they sold, and the Penners were the highest bidders, and they took over control. So now the Penners take over. They make some drastic changes over the last few years, and then last year we saw the result. The Broncos seem to have found their quarterback of the future. They made it all the way to the AFC Championship game. That's one game before the Super Bowl. They lost to the Patriots, obviously, and then we saw the Super Bowl win. So, the Broncos could have beat the Patriots in that game, went to the Super Bowl. We could have saw a different outcome. We never even know, if you only had a time capsule. But where the Broncos are right now in sports, the future's looking bright. So I'm not surprised if a team that's struggling as much as the Colorado Rockies brings in a neighboring like pro sports franchise owners in and say, hey, you did a great job with the Broncos. What can you do to help us? Because we're really struggling. So I think it's a genius move, honestly.
Especially during a time where teams are being moved. Like we have two new Las Vegas teams being moved from Oakland, California. We have new proposed teams coming in other states. You know, it's the times are changing, and there's not enough time for the Rockies to do that. You know, they need to revamp and reboot and just get it together instead of having to sell their team like what other teams are trying to do right now as well.
What's crazy to me too is I haven't found this yet, but hold on, let me look this up real quick. I don't know if anything's released on this yet. No, nothing came out. So, like, here's the crazy thing. The Penner family, the Walter Penner Group, they call themselves, they purchased the Denver Broncos for $4.65 billion. That's how much it cost them to buy the Broncos. And now they're partnered in a MLB team that's going to be one of the lowest, I'm going to assume, because the Forbes list only puts the Rockies at a $1.68 billion value. And what's the highest value team? The Yankees?
I would assume, or Boston, maybe.
I know the Yankees and Boston have been the two most valued teams for years, but I just don't know who's number one, who's number two. But my question is, what are one of those teams valued at? What's the value? Like, what's the valuation of a Yankees team versus a Rockies team?
So the Yankees are the highest value team in baseball.
Okay, so
their estimated value is of between 8.5 to 9 billion.
So there is a good gap there between them and the Rockies then.
Yeah, and then right behind them is the Dodgers with 8 billion. And then Red Sox is like fourth. So Chicago's Chicago's a little over 5 billion and Boston's at 5 billion.
Red Sox fell off. They used to be number 2 back in the day. But anyway, I just find it funny though. A family that rich, spending almost $5 billion on a team, and now they're like a minority partner in a team that's valued a lot less than their team. You know what I mean? It's very interesting. But I guess that's just all dedication to the city of Colorado and trying to bring all their sports back to some sort of respect and succession. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? Yeah, you guys got any other comments on the story?
I think with Colorado being a major tourist hub for obvious reasons, and plus it's a beautiful place to vacation at, I think it would be behoove them to be able to build that franchise the way that it looks when we look at it on paper, you know?
I want to ask you a question though, because this is probably more of a BRVG, more than a Rips type of like question, but like, is Colorado still the best place to go for cannabis in this country?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because
I don't think so.
It used to be, and I know it used to be. They used to make a lot of money off people just tourism for cannabis, but now so many states are legalized, so it's like it's interesting that I wonder how much they've suffered since all these other states have become legal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's hard to determine. We're gonna have to do a poll on that.
Yeah, you and Gio need to get to work on that one. I want to know that too. But anyway, let's move on to the next story.
According to what I'm looking at, is the best states are California, Colorado, and Michigan.
All right, so Colorado's still ranked up there high. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So California, best selection. Michigan, best for price. Colorado, best for the culture, I guess.
Well, I think they're allowed to smoke outside and shit. Like, they got patios and shit.
Yeah, bars, restaurants.
Yeah, like, it's more like
parks.
You can't even walk down the street without smelling marijuana in that fucking city. So that's kind of how it is. But it is what it is. Anyway, moving on to the next NFL story. Packers trading wide receiver. Honestly, you pronounce this way better than me, Sanchez.
Dontavian?
Is it Dontavian? It's just it's
feel
very
like
it's
Dontavian, yeah.
Oh, you said Dontavian. He said
Dontavian.
I mean, Dontavian is correct too. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, I just want to know the way
Let
he
me
said.
call him and see, how you.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, we'll say Dontavian Wicks. Rumor is he's going to be traded to the Eagles for 2 day 3 draft picks after 3 seasons. Wicks is heading east. The Green Bay Packers are trading the receiver to the Philadelphia Eagles in exchange for a 2026 5th-round pick, originally owned by the Atlanta Falcons, and a 2027 6th-round pick, all reported by NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport. Rappaport added that the Philadelphia Eagles is signing Wicks to a 1-year, $12.5 million extension. The team officially announced the deal and extension for Wicks on Saturday. So what's interesting to me about this, and I know you guys aren't NFL insiders or avid fans like I am, but the biggest rumor of the offseason right now is the star receiver for the Eagles, A.J. Brown. The rumor is he's going to get traded to the New England Patriots. The reason being is when our now head coach, Mike Vrabel, used to be the head coach of the Tennessee Titans, that's where A.J. Brown got drafted by Mike Vrabel. Spent a few years there, and then the Titans GM and front office, without Vrabel's consent, traded A.J. Brown to the Eagles. Right after that happened, shortly after that happened, that's when Mike Vrabel left the Titans. He was really pissed off about that move. So this whole offseason, the rumors are circulating that we're going to get a Mike Vrabel, A.J. Brown reunion in New England, but nothing official has come out. It's just rumors at this point. And it's funny because people are saying, no, AJ's staying in Philly, but what I've been seeing all offseason is that Philly's been loading up on wide receivers, and you can't pay them all and keep them all on the depth chart. Otherwise, you're not having any room for any other position on the roster. So my opinion is A.J. Brown, whether he goes to the Patriots or not, I feel like one of those receivers in that receiver room has to get moved out because especially after this happened this week, this guy literally is going to the Eagles and they extended his contract. So he's locked in. He's going to be there. Any opinions?
For me, no, I don't watch football like that. So,
all right.
From what I understand, it just it doesn't sound like they're going to have room to be able to split up the game time between each wide receiver.
Right. Like right at this point, they got too many, right? Exactly. So, but yeah, it's interesting to see how the rest will play out. We have the draft obviously next Thursday. So the draft will go live an hour before this podcast goes live. It's going to be a very weird podcast for me because I would rather sit my ass here and just watch the draft like a weird NFL mark, but that's just me. But the show must go on, like I said tonight, so I'll be here. We'll be I'll be having the draft on a screen, and I'll be keeping my eye on what goes on in that draft all night. Just because we never know. You could see one of these players get packaged in the trade for a draft pick that night while it's live. It could happen. You know what I mean? So anyway, we'll move on to the next story. This one, I think everyone loves these type of stories. Yeah, see that? Oh no! Wait, whoa! There we go. Go back to it. There we go.
Sorry about that. My computer's acting a little wacky right now.
Yeah, I noticed your camera's off. Cowboys safety Marquis Bell arrested on drug possession. And I love how fucking Sanchez was able to find his mugshot. Like fucking NFL field pick. This is you know what's funny? If you could Photoshop pads on this guy, it would look the same as an actual NFL pitcher, like from like Madden or something. No, I think it would look the same, dude. You just be like Marquis Bell, college or whatever the fuck I went to. Yeah. But anyway, the backstory of the whole story. Dallas Cowboys defensive back Marquis Bell has been arrested on drug possession charges in Dallas area, according to the online jail records posted Saturday. Bell is facing counts of possession of a controlled substance and possession of marijuana in Collin County, north of Dallas. Police in Prosper, where the arrest was made, didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. A spokesman for the Cowboys said the club was aware of the arrest and declined to comment further. Of course they did. Why the fuck would they want to comment on a player getting arrested? Derek Jackson, Bell's agent, said his client would let the legal process play out. Certainly let Marquise have his day like anybody else. That's what he said exactly. The 27-year-old Bell joined the Cowboys as an undrafted free agent out of Florida A&M in 2022 and has played 48 games with 11 starts over 4 seasons. So he's not even like a die-hard starter at this point. He's more like a scat corner. While Bell mostly has played special teams, injuries have led a substantial playing time in the secondary. He had 94 tackles in 2023 when he played all 17 regular season games and tied for the team lead in tackles with 8 in a wild card loss to Green Bay. Sorry, losing my voice. Bell played all 17 games again last season and is going into his second year of a $9 million 3-year contract. Oh, so this guy really fucked up. All right, so he played all 17 games last year. That means he was maybe not officially a starter, but he was full-time active, and he fucked up at the worst time. He was on a 3-year, $9 million deal, boys, and then he fucking got arrested. This is the time where you got to play out so you can get that big fucking payday. What an idiot.
I never understand these guys, man. How old is he?
27, bro.
Jesus Christ, bro.
You can
probably would have retired in the next 5 to 10 years.
You can, for cornerback, he's already passed the life cycle for cornerback, so he at least had another 5 years in him if he's playing that at that high of a level. Dude, you know what's the funniest thing about this article though, and everything I've looked up on this? There is no of what type of drugs it is though. Because it's Texas, right? He's a Dallas Cowboy.
Did you say marijuana? Did you say marijuana?
Did it say marijuana?
I think I heard you say marijuana.
I don't remember saying marijuana at all. Oh yeah, I did. Oh wow. All right, never mind. Now I feel bad. Oh shit, it is marijuana. All right, now I feel like an asshole. So this article comes out. Damn. That's a Texas thing, dude. That's a fucking Texas thing, bro. That really is.
They're strict over there with that. Very strict.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense to me.
They hate pot in Texas. But if you go to Austin, Texas, everyone's stoned. Everyone's getting high.
Everyone's fucking tripped out, fucking having a good time over there. It's a whole different world. It's crazy. But oh yeah, Texas is very strict with that.
I don't fucking understand it. Like, why are they so against marijuana? So this dude's looking at fucking charges being pressed against him from marijuana like we're in the Stone Ages. Holy shit. Wow, I feel bad, bro. I really do. No, I feel bad for the guy. That pissed me off. Because, the laws here. The laws
I'm sure he knew the rules out there, so you can't really feel too bad for him.
I do and I don't, because like, come on, bro. He being part of a football team, especially a pro football team, you're part of a roster. Like the final roster doesn't get cut until the date, like the week before the regular season starts. That's a 53-man roster with another 13 plus guys on the practice squad. All of them are friends, or all of them are hanging out, whatever. There might be these like little, popular like groups that people hang out in, whatever. If you see your other teammates around you getting away with smoking pot, you think you're going to get away with smoking pot. You know what I mean? Right. And then on top of that, the Dallas Cowboys, that's like God to that state. Like they got another NFL franchise in that state.
Joel Osteen of football.
The Dallas Cowboys are the New York Yankees of the NFL. That's what they are. They've always been that. There is no higher value team in the NFL besides the Cowboys. All the teams get close. But the Cowboys, they're the mountaintop. And they always have been. They haven't won a fucking Super Bowl since the fucking mid-90s, and they're still the mountaintop in money and revenue and popularity. It's crazy. They own Fox Network. They pretty much own Fox Network. They tell Fox Network when they're going to show up. Like, yeah, we're on Fox this week. Fuck them. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, yeah, I'm actually shocked at this. That Jerry Jones couldn't have pulled a rabbit out of the hat and got his boy off. That's nuts. All right.
Cowboys are valued at $13 billion.
Dude, they're fucking crazy. It's a crazy fucking franchise. I'm telling you. It's crazy.
Rams
franchise.
and Giants, second and third.
Not surprised. Who's fourth?
Yeah.
Patriots?
Nah, I don't know.
You didn't want to look that up?
Doesn't seem.
If you said the Patriots are fourth, though, that would have been the second list you read tonight, where the team in my area was fourth in value. But anyway. All right, let's move on to the next story. Buccaneers appear ready to pay big money for Baker Mayfield's extension, which at the end of last season, we didn't really think it was going to happen. This picture that Sanchez found perfectly, it kind of showed, if you look on his face, it kind of showed what emotions was going through his head. I don't think he thought he was going back to the Bucs, but it appears, nothing official, but it looks like, you know, the Bucs know they're not going to find a better quarterback than Baker Mayfield. So it looks like they're going to bring him back in the fold, which, you know, the guy deserves it. I mean, the only reason I think the Bucs have not really made it deep into the playoffs is a lot to do with injury. And it was something that Tom Brady had to deal with when he was a Buccaneer before he retired. You know, injuries will devastate a team. Also, the defense isn't as good as it was during their little Brady era they had. So there's some things they have to fix around Baker to really help him get to the promised land. But I do think he's their option. You're not going to find too many other options. And if you let Baker go, you let him go. There's a team that's going to snatch him up in a heartbeat. You might even see a Baker Mayfield fucking Browns reunion if you let him go. They'll pay him big money just to suck. They don't give a shit. But yeah, he's in need of a raise. His current yearly average has been $33.3 million, which is 16th in the league. In which it's far behind 10 signal callers, well, 10 quarterbacks, I'll say, that's currently pulling in north of $50 million a year. And some of those guys don't even put up the stats this guy puts up. It's fucking ridiculous. The Bucs should have fucking locked this deal down 2 years ago, in my opinion. But I think they were waiting for something to fall out or something to happen. Well, guess what happened? Their best receiver just went to the 49ers. That's what's happened. So that now they're locking this guy down because they're like, fuck, we can't lose the quarterback and our best receiver. So that's where we're at. Anyway, our final NFL story is the Texas GM on CJ Stroud's fifth-year option. And he stated it was kind of a no-brainer. CJ Stroud is staying in Houston, obviously. So, oh, look at these bullets. As a Niners fan, I'm happy. Yeah, you're happy, but you better hope that motherfucker stays on the field because he's been hurt the last 3 years. The Houston Texans... The Houston Texans exercised the fifth-year option on C.J. Stroud last week, a mostly procedural move that locks the quarterback down for the next 2 seasons. General manager Nick Caserio, fuck the guy, underscored that, and the move doesn't say anything more about the quarterback than the Texans plan to continue building around him. I don't really think that affects his future. He's our quarterback, Caserio said Monday via the team's official transcript. We've said that from the beginning. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we're excited about his offseason. I think he's had a good approach, had a good attitude here. I think he's put a lot of work in from I'd say March to April. I'm excited to have him around. So they're happy to have him, but you know what's funny? You have no choice in these situations. When a quarterback that you draft turns out to be as good as CJ Stroud is, he hasn't really been able to do. I think he had a couple. I can't remember if he has one playoff appearance or two, but then he's also had some bad years also. But CJ Stroud does have a future ahead of him. He's a young kid. He can ball out when he needs to. Great quarterback skills, ball skills, and also being able to avoid pressure out of the pocket. I just think when these type of stories hit, it's really nothing special to me. Like if you draft a quarterback for a 4-year deal with a 5th-year option, and then the quarterback obviously proves you right, well, are you gonna say no and then have to pay him big money out of the free agency, or are you gonna say, yeah, here's that 5th-year option, buddy. We'll pay you for the same amount we agreed when you got drafted. And then he's going to be bitching all year because he knows he has to play out this year to get his big giant deal that he's going to obviously want. So I'm more interested and there's nothing out there about it, but I'm more interested in CJ Stroud's thought process of the 5th-year option. Yeah, he can stay where he is and stay stable where he's been the last 4 years. But I'm sure he's waiting for that payday. I mean, you're talking about like quarterbacks are making crazy money right now. Kirk Cousins has been a backup for 3 years. He's made like fucking $100 million. You know what I mean? Like it's getting kind of crazy out there what quarterbacks are making. So honestly, no surprise here. CJ Stroud going to be a Texan for obviously this year and the year after. And then he has to sit there and think about if he wins the Super Bowl in the next 2 years, you know, he's getting paid money, like big money, 100-something plus million. He might actually break the record if he wins the Super Bowl. Might break the record. So, but all right. This is a story from Sanchez. We're moving on to the Major League Baseball, boys. Tosh, I'm gonna need your help with this.
Well, Toshi got he actually got some stuff for
Oh, all right. You want to drop Tosh in here? I'm sorry. I didn't.
Yeah.
Really,
no, it's okay. It's okay.
We didn't really have a plan, but go ahead.
We blame him.
Yeah,
No, Ashley, go ahead. Ashley, I could do basketball last. We could do the baseball.
Oh,
Go ahead.
works out.
Yeah.
There we go. See, I could be a producer. I could.
You really could.
You could.
I could. All right. Nike launches the 2026 MLB City Connect uniforms defined by the places, people, and stories of each club. The Major League Baseball City Connection, City Connect jerseys return in 2026 with a new wave of bold designs that continue the league's push to blend baseball with local culture, history, and identity. Building on a program that first launched in 2021 in partnership with Nike, this year's releases lean heavily into city pride, with some teams embracing retro-inspired looks, while others experiment with bright colors, unique fonts, and storytelling elements tied to their communities, creating a mix that has sparked strong reactions from fans and media alike, some praising the creativity and deeper connection to each city, while others feel the designs are becoming inconsistent and staying too far from traditional baseball aesthetic. But regardless of where you stand, the 2026 City Connect lineup shows that MLB is committed to evolving the visual identity of the game and keeping things fresh, even if it means taking risks that not everyone is going to love. So I'm going to ask the baseball fans what their favorite parts and favorite jerseys they see out of this.
Sanchez.
You want? I'll go first. So for me, it's the Pirates jersey. I love the Atlanta one too because I love
You put the
retro.
Pirates one up? Oh, I see you. Never mind.
Oh, I got you. You want the Pirates one?
I see it from right here.
Yep.
I like that because
Yeah.
it brings back the old. They bring back the old pirate head logo.
Oh, look at that. These bullets in chat. As a Pirates fan, I fucking love it. I fucking love it. He said.
Yep, and it has the draws inspiration from the city's three sister bridges. The Pirates one by far this year is the best one. Now Atlanta's, they got the baby blues, the retros, which kind of reminds me a little bit of the Expos. But for those who don't know, it was actually like this colors that Atlanta had back in the day, and they just brought it back. Kind of simple, but I do like it just because it's retro. But the one that really got me going. Texas.
Texas is boring to me.
What does that say?
Tejas.
That's boring to me.
Wait, is that the Spanish way to say Texas?
Yeah, but it's boring. It doesn't look like it looks like a college football team jersey. I mean, baseball.
You know
team.
what? I was looking at the wrong one. I meant this one. No, that's not the one.
I love that one.
I
love Milwaukee's one.
I thought I had.
I actually, wait, go back to that one. Wisco for Wisconsin? Are they the first to come up with that for them? Because I've never seen any other sport go Wisco like that. I guarantee the Packers steal that shit.
You know, I thought I had it here, but the Kansas City uniforms.
Oh, with the crown on it. I love that one. The R with the crown on top.
Yeah, they did a really good job. There it is. They did a really good job with the Royals. Last year's Royal City Connects were really nice too. Yeah. But this one, they did such a beautiful job with this. Personally, and this is, I can't believe I'm going to say this out loud and on the internet. My favorite City Connect jersey is the Green Monster Boston Red Sox jersey.
Did they put one out this year?
I can't believe no. He said, I can't believe I'm going to say that on the internet. Coming from a guy that says more shit on the internet than anyone I know.
Because he's a New York Yankee fan. So saying something that you like from Boston, it's know.
Sacrilege.
Can I give you guys an honest thing with that? And you guys obviously are baseball fans, so you can probably relate to this. But from what I noticed, that Boston New York rivalry has died the fuck out over time. That is not as intense as it used to be. That shit used to be intense when I was growing up. Now I see fucking people all the time. Like I actually have friends that are like diehard Red Sox fans, and they go to Yankee games, and they tell me stories like, "Oh yeah, since the new stadium they got, we barely even get bothered." Maybe a couple people say a couple side cracks, but back in the day,
forget about it.
They had to go to those games ready for war, but like
you had to leave early if you wanted to fucking make it back to fucking Boston.
They were digging jerseys into our bleachers. Hell yeah, it was war.
So my favorite ones out of those this year's is the Baltimore's.
Baltimore is nice.
Be more. I like Wisconsin's, the Milwaukee ones. And this is another one.
Bullets said, "Oh, we got to clip it." Sanchez saying that.
Yeah, we should clip that. I think those are the only two that I like. Right now, I haven't seen all of them.
So you guys do realize, though, right? Because this deals with Nike, and you guys remember what Nike did with the NFL this year?
No.
You don't remember the day I wore the fucking crazy baby blue rival series that came out this year for the NFL?
I remember the jersey, but I don't remember what happened.
I remember something happened. I don't remember what that something was.
I'm not going to get the jersey because it's in my closet. The hat's right behind me. Remember they came out with this shit? We were all souped about it.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Oh, wait. There it is. It's in frame now. Yeah, they did like so it's the same thing you guys are talking about they did with the MLB, but Nike did it with the NFL. They called it NFL Rivals.
Okay.
And they picked what they did was they picked 4 division they picked 2 divisions. And in the NFL there's 4 teams in each division. So 8 teams got special rivalry gear. And honestly, if you can look this up right now, Sanchez, that'd be dope. My favorite, which as a Patriots fan, just like you said, Sanchez, I can't believe I'm going to say this on the internet. My favorite was our biggest rival, the New York Jets, because they had the Gotham rival uniform this year.
I gotta see that. We gotta see that.
Jets, you said?
Yeah, NFL.
Jets.
Type in NFL rivals New York Jets Gotham gear or whatever. I don't know how they worded it, but it was fucking like they're not the only ones. Like there were some fresh ones. I do like what the Patriots did. Like everything that you didn't see these last year.
No.
It's because the Jets suck. That's why.
It's like this.
Can you put it up?
I'm going to pull it up. It's like a black on black, right?
No, that's the thing.
Or like a dark green.
Yeah, it looks black, but it's a dark green actually. I
got a better
know.
picture of it.
I didn't notice it until they actually played in them. But yeah, and they called it Gotham, which was like obviously my Batman fucking mark. So I'm like, damn, that's fresh as fuck.
Look at that, Toshi.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, dude. And the thing about it is, I don't know how. Wait, can you bring it up big again?
Yeah.
Bring it up full screen again so I can see it. There's like little details inside the collar, and that's like what that like adds to
Sleeves, too.
Yeah, there it is. So it says Gotham in there. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, really cool shit. Nice. Yeah, if the team was better, imagine winning a Super Bowl and something like that. It'd be fresh.
Imagine.
But it wasn't just them. It was them, the Patriots, the Dolphins, the Bills. The Bills did a whiteout gear. They called it the frozen gear. And then there was another division in the opposite conference, the NFC. I think it was the Cardinals, the 49ers, the Rams, and the Seahawks, I think. I think those were the other four teams. So that's the thing, though. They're going to do two divisions for the next 4 years. Well, they did this year, so the next 3 years. So next year, another 8 teams will get rivalry gear. The year after, another 8 teams will get it, and the year after, another 8 teams will get it. So they're going to be doing the rivalry gear for the next 3 years.
Yeah, that's what they're. That's kind of like what they're doing with the MLB, right? So they choose well. As of right now, there's only 2 teams in the whole MLB that do not have City Connect.
Yo, yeah, there's only 2 teams right now.
Oh, so they did almost every team this year,
except the Yankees and Oakland A's.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's interesting.
And this started what 2021, right?
Yep. But the difference is that the Athletics aren't getting it because of the transition to Las Vegas, and the Yankees are just outright denying it.
Yeah, they just deny. They don't want it. They like to keep their,
So that's official, right? The Athletics going to Vegas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yo,
you
tell me
the stadium.
The stadium is crazy.
Oh, you got to pull that video up,
dude. My thing is, how the fuck did the city of Oakland just lose every sports team they ever had? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how did you just lose every team? Is the only team playing in Oakland the Golden State Warriors?
Yeah, you could say that.
Probably, yeah.
And they won't even call themselves and they don't even call themselves Oakland.
Nope.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, like look at this.
The Oakland Athletics are shaking.
That's a concept of it.
Yeah,
but it is.
Well, yeah, huge. It looks ridiculous. It does. It's
the roof moves up and down. No.
Yep.
Isn't it? I'm pretty sure that's based off of a building in like Australia or something, right?
Yeah, the amphitheater.
Yeah. I was gonna say it looks like a familiar design right there, but that's crazy. Yeah, I mean that's gonna be fucking cool, man. That's gonna be fucking cool.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, I think we're gonna Tosh, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna let you do the NBA, and then we're gonna end after that because I don't want to do the final cut without Diggs.
So let me just finish up the baseball. Then we could do the NBA next.
That was the only baseball. That was the only baseball story we had.
I have baseball stuff.
Oh, all right. We'll go ahead.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I have baseball
Beautiful.
stuff. Yeah. So I'm not gonna talk about the season yet because it's still early. So there's no point in talking about standings or anything, and because it's still early. So I do want to talk about stuff that's happening outside of the game in a sense, and what's happening for the game. So we spoke about this I think a few episodes ago. We were talking about the ABS.
Yeah, you haven't been on in like technically a month, even though you're here. It would have been 2 weeks you were off, and then the week before that you were on.
All right. So anyway, we're gonna talk about this whole robo situation. The automated ball strike challenge system.
Oh yeah, we did talk about this. Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to talk about this because it's still one of the biggest change in baseball in a long time. And for those who didn't see that episode, the way it works is actually pretty simple. The umpire still calls balls and strikes, but now if a hitter or pitcher or catcher disagrees, they can challenge it immediately. So what they do is they'll tap the helmet, systems reviews it, and within seconds you get the correct call. So each team gets 2 challenges per game, and if you're right, you keep it. You're wrong, you lose it.
Which just hearing the word, just hearing the word challenge in baseball is like mind-boggling to me. But
and that's what I want to get into.
Okay, go ahead.
But in theory, it sounds cool. But here's where it gets crazy, because early in the season, there's already been hundreds of these challenges, right? Now check this number out. Around 55% of them are getting overturned.
Really?
Yes. So just think about that number for a second. That's more than half the time.
Yep.
So now we're sitting there like, we really just accepted inconsistent strike zones for years. And now technology is exposing it in real time.
Yeah, it's almost like the MLB is exposing itself.
Right. So it's not just about fixing calls. It's actually like changing how the game is played.
Exactly.
Because now hitters know if a pitch is borderline, they don't have to swing at it. They can let it go, challenge it, and get the right call. Sorry.
And there's a few guys who are fucking it up who are fucking up that percentage average too.
Yeah. It's changing the game a lot, because now you're seeing more patience at the plate. You don't see a lot of people swinging at ridiculous pitches anymore. The walk rates are going up. Pitchers are losing those edge calls, those borderline calls. So one of the biggest things getting hit by this is the catcher framing. So I don't know if you know what that is. It's usually they say the catcher catches the ball outside of the zone, he'll try to like bring it back into the zone, So for years, catchers made their careers off of stealing strikes. So, subtle glove movements, making pitches look better than they were. Now, basically gone. Because the system doesn't care how it looks, just where it is.
So here would be my question. So, because obviously I'm not an avid baseball fan, but for you guys that love the sport, do you guys feel like, because I would feel it this way, even though I don't watch the sport like you guys, is walking that much killing the game?
It just, I don't know. It just makes the game boring. That's really it.
Yeah, because for me, if I go to a baseball game, I want to see the ball being put in play, whether it's a home run or, So for me to sit there and just watch a walk fest, I'm going to end up walking out of the building,
Right. And what it seems like this is going to be what it seems like is this is going to be growing pains for this league, because they have to now redesign the pitchers with this technology, because like pitchers have been trained a certain way where they can borderline a strike with a walk, and they used to get away with it. Now they can no longer. And that is, I think, going to be the deciding factor on how long this technology either stays in place or they have to remove it, because it could hurt the sport in the long run. Because if you tell somebody something's a walk and they feel like they're cutting it right, or or left, depending on, whatever type of ball they throw. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That does seem like it could damage the integrity of the game, because the game's been so used to the call being by an eyeball of a human. And I could get into this topic and then go to a whole different topic. I'm not going to. I'm going to let you continue with what you're talking about. But this is a great example of technology getting in the way of something that used to be so human.
Yeah, I just want to say too, since Toshi put me onto this, I'm like, I know I kind of started off where I felt like it was like kind of like weird, but like I've grown to really like the ABS system. I really do like it when it's used properly.
I'm mixed because I mean, from an entertainment standpoint, it's working, but then you have to ask yourself, like, what are we losing in the process? Because we all know baseball has always had that human element, So, bad calls, arguments, managers losing it on umpires. That was part of the sport. Now there's nothing to argue. So it's just like I personally love to see that manager coming out of the dugout and losing his shit at the umpire. We don't get to see that now. So I just feel like I don't know, it's just boring.
No, I'm with you there, man. No, yeah, that's a great perspective. Absolutely.
But yeah, I don't know.
Was that all you had for MLB?
No. So we have stuff that's going off the field, which is the possibility of a lockout next season.
Oh, you want to get into this? Okay, all right. So
yeah, there's. So right now MLB is under a collective bargaining agreement that runs through the 26th season, which means that the next season everything gets renegotiated. You know how that works. We already seen how that goes actually, because the last lockout season got delayed. There was no free agency movement. Everything pretty much just shut down. So we know these things could get ugly. And the issue that caused that last lockout still there. It's the spending gap. That's the first thing, is the spending gap. You got teams like the Dodgers spending at a level nobody else can touch. And then you got teams barely spending at all. We was having this conversation with the Rockies. They barely spend money. That's why they,
Yep.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know if you have anything to add on to that.
I don't. I'm just waiting to see what happens. It's.
How do you feel about the fact that there's no spending cap? Look, that they could just freely just spend as much money as they want.
So that part right there is risky, right? Because
that's why I love the NFL. They as much. They're billionaires, right? They're multi-billionaires. They make crazy money, but they still have a cap, and I love that. I don't allow owners to just, because that's not fair. The richest owner is going to win. They're going to spend the best money on the best people.
And that's another thing too. Like Connor Griffith, right? Fantastic player. He's good. But even though his record is not like coming into the Pirates wasn't amazing. So
we're talking about the 19-year-old, right?
Yeah. What's to say that, okay, maybe he'll have 3 great years, right? 10 years down the line, is it going to be the same thing? Is he going to be injury prone? Like that even though I think those are great opportunities. What was it? 140 million for 9 years or something like that?
Right.
Like that's a long contract. Yeah, that's a really long contract for someone that you don't know may not even be alive.
Had a full season.
Yeah, I mean, who's to say that? I mean, and I'm not trying to sound dark or anything, but everything is unpredictable. What's to say that he'll be alive before that contract ends? You know what I mean?
I mean, that's any contract though. You can sign a 3-year deal.
Absolutely.
You can sign a 3-year deal and die the next day.
Yeah, that's absolutely. So the spending cap thing, I'm not. I mean, it's crazy. Like JM said, the richest guy wins. But then you're putting all these money on these players who may not be as good in the next couple months, weeks, days, years.
And just to be honest, that's why I really don't like the MLB that much. That's why it never entertained me, because I don't like the system of the financial side of it. Like, right. You don't gain any type of potential fans when the most expensive teams are gonna have the more money to spend, and the lower less teams don't. That's not fair.
Yeah, and you always have the same four teams fighting with each other: the Yankees, the Dodgers,
the Mets,
the Mets, and Chicago. One of the Chicagos.
Right.
Yeah, but that's Cubs. Now. But like then 10 years it was different, and then 10 years before that was different, and like it's just a repetitive 10-year cycle, and it pisses me off because I don't understand. Like, how do you let your this year in the NFL was the most unpredicted year anyone saw in the history of the NFL. No one saw the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots going back to the Super Bowl this year. It was the most unprecedented. Like, they haven't seen anything that since like that since 2001.
Right.
It was
it's a good time to be a fan, right?
Yeah, lock your teams into a cap. Make sure they can't spread the money around the way they want to. But I think the problem is there's politics in the MLB that they'll never put a fucking salary cap in. But there's
a lot of crybabies too. There's a lot of crybabies in the hierarchy in baseball.
There's
I would like to see a cap.
There's crybabies in the NFL too. But guess what? There's a salary cap. They can't argue around it. They try to. It's funny too because there's 32 owners in the NFL. Every year, at least 5 owners try to say, "Let's change the salary cap," and they're outbid by the majority of the fucking league. They're like, "No." That's what keeps us competitive. That's what keeps us competitive. That's what allows teams that weren't flourishing to flourish one year. You know what I mean?
And it's interesting because I feel like the only person right now who's been worth every penny that any team has given them is Shohei Ohtani. He's just been consistent, and consistency pays in this sport. Aaron Judge too, but he's unspeakable. He's like a god. You know what I mean?
But yeah, I agree with you with the Shohei. Yeah.
Every time
that's when you know your money. That's when you know money well spent.
Every time you guys talk about Aaron Judge, I just think about Aaron Rodgers in 2010.
That's fucking hilarious.
He just won an MVP. He just won a Super Bowl. He's the best.
Oh, but this guy's won what, 3 MVPs back to back, or 2?
Oh man, maybe we shouldn't tell him about the early 2000s '99 team then.
But with all due respect, though, I'm going to take that with a grain of salt because this is a different league, different sport, and I don't understand how it works. I understand how football works. I don't understand how baseball works.
We had some hitters back in the day, right, brother?
Hold on.
Even in the 90s.
Hold on a second, though. If you guys want to talk about the 90s, I'll have a better understanding of baseball than I do now.
Oh, yeah, 90s was the
heyday era.
Fucking best years.
The fucking golden era, man.
Oh, yeah, fuck yeah. We want to talk about those days. Well, yeah, now they call it the steroid era, and now it's all debunked.
The
era of baseball that I was actually a fan of, they debunked it and it said, "Oh, they're all on steroids. It doesn't count." Ken Griffey Jr. was my god, bro. I used to love Ken Griffey Jr.
I was about to bring him up too. Not only is he a PGA photographer right now, but he saved a baseball team from getting sold to a point that this team still has never won a World Series, and they're still one of the most talked about teams. The Mariners.
Oh yeah. They were good back in the 90s.
Oh my god, they were amazing.
Yo, once Griffey Jr. got accused of being on steroids, I was like, all right, I'm done with the sport. I can't stand it. I hate it. They hated everything that was good back then.
Oh,
Got a lot of
dude.
good players too,
Oh,
bro.
for us over here was Daryl Strawberry and
Also, who's the white boy? The big
Not
white
good.
boy. No. The big was it Cardinals? What team was he on?
Mark McGuire.
McGuire. There it is. Thank you.
the
Mark
McGuire Sosa rivalry. That was
That
the
Sosa
best.
McGuire rivalry.
I used to love that guy too because he would just slam it.
And then he got put out.
No, he got put
Yeah,
out.
man. Yeah, that whole era got destroyed, dude. I'm sorry, man.
A lot of people. Fuck a lot of people. I think what is it? A-Rod, Barry Bonds.
Yeah,
Barry Bonds was heartbreaking too.
Yeah, Barry.
Yeah, that was heartbreaking.
Barry took a.
He was he accused?
Yeah, he was.
I think it was proven.
Yeah, I think it was proven for him too. Yeah, it just sucked. Like, with all due respect, though, to the sport, you know what's fucked up about all that shit? You know, and this is a conspiracy I believed in since those days. The MLB is behind exposing all those guys because their drug testing and their allowance of it to happen was so terrible. And Vince McMahon was getting prosecuted for pro wrestling and his steroid abuse. They didn't want to be linked into that same thing. So they just exposed their own players to be like, oh, it was a steroid era. They were getting away with it. We didn't know about it, but we're not responsible for it. When they knew all the time, all those guys, there's no way all those motherfuckers were on steroids and they didn't know about it.
Nobody knew,
right? No,
the same thing that,
he's right.
The same thing that happened to Vince McMahon in court about the steroid shit. All right. You must have known because all your guys were doing it. Well, guess what? The MLB must have known because all your fucking top stars are fucking doing it. And your league's so deep, you had way more fucking players that were not on steroids than on steroids. And guess what? All the ones on steroids you're saying were your best players. They're all not.
And we even had Michael Jordan at one point.
and then we're having arguments to this day of which of those steroids players should be in the Hall of Fame and which shouldn't be. But meanwhile, you won't even put Pete Rose in the fucking Hall of Fame because he was fucking gambling. Fuck
you,
bro. Put that guy back.
Fucking bunch of bullshit. There's a reason why I don't watch baseball, guys, and it's more political than it is fucking ethical. But it's just the way I think. Come on, man. Like when I was a kid, I was just like you guys growing up. The 90s was like three things: baseball home runs, fucking and the Chicago Bulls. Like that dominated the 90s.
Wayne Gretzky, Dan Marino, all
very
those
true.
all those big names in different sports that people were talking about, and a lot of a lot of them non-controversial and non-confrontational.
But in the 90s, the only thing bigger than the MLB was the Chicago Bulls. That was it.
Oh my God! Yep,
there
flu, nothing, baby.
And I'm not even saying the NBA. I'm just saying the Chicago Bulls were the biggest thing in the 90s, the mid 90s, I should say. But it went Chicago Bulls, MLB, everything else was under it. Now we're in a totally different world. Like the NFL's dominated the sports marketing in this country for the last 20 years.
Right.
If you don't believe that, we just talked about the valuations. I saw Cinch's look. Cinch's didn't believe what I just said. Can you explain to me why? What was the valuation of the Yankees earlier?
Tosh, you remember that number?
The value?
Yeah, what was that $1 billion number you just said of the Yankees earlier?
Oh shit! What did I say? What Dodgers were? Right.
But why do you keep?
I'm trying to remember. I forgot.
compare the richest
7.1 billion, and this was in 2023.
It was
and then Dodgers were 8 billion. I think you said.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what? I don't remember you. All right, hold on.
All right, I got you right now. No. So the Yankees are valued at 8.5 to 9 billion.
Okay, that's what it was. I flipped them.
Yeah. And then the Dodgers were under them 7.8 billion.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. I'm right. All right, so no, just the Yankees. You said what is worth 7 or 8?
9 billion.
9.
From 8.5 to 9 billion.
All right.
Oh,
So that's
yeah. There's a Forbes article about it.
all right. That's the top franchise in the MLB,
Right.
and the top franchise in the NFL is 13 billion.
It's the Cowboys.
Right. So I'm saying is when we were growing up as kids, it was the other way around. MLB was the richest league. Everything followed, right? Then in the 90s, the NBA was the richest league. Everything followed, right? Now the NFL's been the richest league for the last 20 years. Everything follows. That's just the way it's been. It's just the way it's been. Everything changes. So, all right, it's 10:06. Do we have any other stories? We're not going to cover NBA or
that's it.
No,
and I'm definitely not doing Diggs's final cut without him. So
no, of course.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So yeah, fuck, man. We should have been in the sports, guys. We're fucking broke and they're rich.
Yo, for real.
At least worked as a ball boy or something.
Yeah, no shit. Oh,
for real. I've always wanted to be a ball boy.
You want to hear a great story? Just so you know, just to end this, we'll just captain it off with this story. All right. You guys know who Randy Moss is? NFL wide receiver?
Yeah, of course.
Yep.
Hall of Famer. All right. Yep. So when he was a star wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings, when he was a young player in his prime, when he those first few years he was with the league, he did the miraculous shit. He had a ball boy for the Minnesota Vikings that used to always fuck around with, bust his balls. Young kid, he was like a teenager, young adult. And you know who that kid's name was?
Nope.
Let's see if you guys remember this name. You guys might not be big enough football fans to remember this name. That ball boy's name was Larry Fitzgerald.
Oh.
Okay, I'm familiar
what
with
team he
Larry
played for?
Fitzgerald. Yeah.
Star wide. Yeah, it was the Cardinals. Star wide receiver. Definitely going to be a Hall of Fame candidate for the Arizona Cardinals. So just so you guys know, you could be a ball boy and still go to the NFL.
It's too late for us. We'll be ball men.
Well, all right. My point with the story was we're in our age demographic's not going to hit that. The kid was a teenager when he was a ball boy, and then he got into the league by the time he was a young adult. But yeah. Anyway, I appreciate everyone that came out that was in chat. Shout out to D's Bullets, especially. Who else was in chat? We had From the Dungeon, Who Kairu, Goblin Gaming, and I think we had Jay start off the whole podcast. I appreciate everybody that was in here. Shout out to Toshi for showing up this week, and then shout out.
Do I get to bust Diggs balls now for not showing up?
No, you'll never. His name's on the title. You'll never get to do that. But if you want, you can be like, "I showed up when you didn't." That's between you two, though.
I got you.
He gets a hall pass. I'm sorry, bro. It's his show. It's not my problem.
I know.
But then also shout out to Clean Sanchez, and we will see Clean Sanchez and Gio tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Make sure you check out Morning Rips. We will also see Clean Sanchez and Gio Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you check out Bon Ricks and
in person.
Oh, in person. They're doing the whole meetup this weekend. That's true. Yep. So Bong Rips and Video Games, something you guys do not want to miss. They will be live together in person. So make sure you check out Bong Rips and Video Games on Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then also you can always catch DD 214 every Monday, Clean Sanchez Media at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be back next week, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Peace. Love you guys. Thank you.
Smooches.
From the backyard to the turnbuckle flips. New England kids now they're running the clips.